Well, we're together again to do chapter number 2 from this wonderful book called Becoming a Contagious Christian by Bill Hybels and Mark Middleberg. Hope you've seen the first one, Why Become a Contagious Christian. This time it's the rewards of being a contagious Christian. Everybody has to make a decision. You count the cost and say, do I really want to do this or not? Someone took me out skydiving to look at the skydiving. And, you begin to weigh, all right, do I want to do that? Do I take a chance that the one time a chute doesn't open up, that'll be my time? Versus the thrill of jumping out of a plane and floating down. So far I haven't done it. I keep remembering a little joke where someone was selling a parachute and they said, one parachute for sale, small blood stain, Whether it's bungee jumping or buying a house, you're always weighing. Are the rewards worth the risk or the loss? And so you have to make a decision and weigh the cost benefits of getting involved in becoming a contagious Christian. So let's do the benefits, the pros. One, we would say, the book says, that adventure. There's just an adventure. And for someone who has been all over the world, not just locally being a contagious Christian, but I've been to Africa, Thailand, Philippines, India, Jamaica, Ukraine. I've had a wonderful life just going out to speak for God. We were at the game park one afternoon, and one of my associate pastors at the time just said, everyone wants to be here in Africa, and we're here. There's just nothing like it. The adventure. One lady I heard one time talk about thick and thin. You can live life thin. You just talk about the weather and the sports and please pass the butter, and it's just thin. Or you can live life thick and live life a little more, making a difference in the world. And you make a choice. And many of us have found that living a life of a contagious Christian and getting involved in service and making a difference in the world and doing work for God just adds thickness to your life and adds experiences that you just can't get any other way. I was in a Thai restaurant the other day, just down the street here from the Garden Grove Church. And the lady came, I talked to the one waitress, I can speak Thai, and so we were talking and just having fun. Then the owner heard that I could speak Thai, and she came over. And my two church members and me, we just had this incredible 45 minutes. I could see as we began to discuss Christianity and Buddhism, my two church members who I just met that day were just eyes flashing to enjoy this dialogue of the benefits of Christianity and Buddhism and the strengths of each one. It's just fun. There's an adventure to it. Who knows what might happen? Number 2, it gives you a sense of purpose. Once you get the idea that I'm going to be a contagious Christian, every moment something could happen. It could be another God moment that He prepares. And you don't know what God is going to do to open up this moment, like at the Thai restaurant. In the book, he tells a story of, they were doing a magazine at Willow Creek. They sent 2 guys down to Haiti to study about a mission and take pictures. They get on a little 6-passenger mini plane to come back, and all of a sudden some soldiers come running and take the plane over at gunpoint to fly to Miami, hijacking the plane. While they're on the plane, the 2 Christians, may as well talk to them. And after a while, they're passing out cokes, and pretty soon they begin to share them with Christ and begin to do the napkin illustration, which we'll do later in this series, and try to lead them to Christ. And the guys put their guns away, and they just had this time. You never know. But when you decide you're going to be a contagious Christian, it just gives you a sense of purpose, that God is going to do something. There was a time in Chicago where I used to be. Moody Bible Institute was taken over by a kidnapper, kidnapped a whole group of kids, hostage, SWAT teams and all the rest. But after a while, one of the girls said, would you like me to pray for you? Yes, I could use some prayer. Someone else would like to sing a song and read some Bible verses. They led him to Christ. It just gives you a purpose. You're not just doing something trivial in life. You have a purpose in life. Number 3, it gives you a sense of fulfillment. You are doing something that really matters. You're not just doing something that is trivial, that just has earthly consequences. These are things that are going to matter. It gives you a sense of great fulfillment. I have helped build buildings and churches and orphanages and schools all over the world, and done baptisms and raised money for all kinds of projects. I've pastored hundreds and thousands of people. And it just gives you a sense of fulfillment. They give me plaques. I've had walls of plaques. Throwing most of them away. I have a few here in my office. It doesn't matter. I don't need that. They've given me a degree, or they can give me shirts or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yes, the travel can be interesting, and I've seen some great places. But the gift is the fulfillment, that you're doing something that matters. Number 4, spiritual growth. You can go through spiritual life and just go through the routine, go through the motions, and sit in church and take a seat in the pew. Or you can get into the game, get off the sidelines. But it makes you go back and read the Bible to get ready and to stoke up your fire for God. It makes you pray for lost people and for the people that you're talking to. It just makes a difference. And it makes you want to live a godly, righteous life. People are watching. You want to represent God's name. You don't want to take God's name in vain. Revelation 14:1, they had the name of the Lamb and of the Father on their forehead. They would rather die than do anything that would dishonor God. And so it just makes you be a little more thoughtful and careful and be accountable to live a godly life. Number 5, it gives you a spiritual confidence. When you know you can walk into any room, in any situation, and talk to somebody. And you can communicate something about God. And it helps you nail down your own beliefs. When you have to be on the firing line and have it make sense to someone, it makes you hammer it out and clarify it. I can walk into a room. My wife had all the youth over to our house last year, and they had them all write down their questions on paper plates, and then they frisbeed them over to me. And I just had to take them as they came. And I can do that because I have had to hammer out answers to all those questions all these years. And everyone has asked me this, well, what about this? Why does God allow this? Why does this happen? Can you do that and still go to heaven? I've had to answer those. And every time you have to hammer that out for yourself. They become your beliefs, and they locks it in for your soul. And the doubts begin to go away because you've hammered it out. And the expression deepens impression. When you talk about your faith and what God means to you, it just makes it more real and more truthful to you. Number 6, enduring investment. You know you're doing something that matters. That's going to last beyond you. Not just a bridge or a building. You're going to do something that's going to last through eternity. People are going to be in heaven because of your contagious Christian. And number 7, there's just an honor. There's just an honor that God says, I'm going to put my reputation in your hands. God said to Jeremiah, my words in your mouth. I'm going to take a chance, and my reputation will be with you. Muhammad Ali, 1994, they had the Atlanta Olympics. Of all the athletes, they chose Muhammad Ali to carry the torch in his white suit with Parkinson's. His wife said for hours afterwards he would play with that torch. Just this honor that had been given to him in front of 2 billion people on television. It's an honor that we have the truth about God to share with the world. What are some of the costs? Time and energy. It takes some time and energy to stop and talk to someone about God. You're going to have to spend some time reading and studying to get your head together for it. It may cost you some money to go out to dinner with someone, or someone's poor and you have to invest. You hear a need. I've had to pour out money to just solve a problem. Take someone out to dinner, give them some clothes, go overseas. You may risk being embarrassed. Someone may reject you and say, no, I don't want what you have. It can be a little complicating in life. But when you take all the benefits, these small little things, it's an incredible slam dunk. It's worth it. The rewards of being a contagious Christian. It's worth it. And God is worth it. God is worth putting a little time out and passing on God to someone else. I hope you'll find it true. God bless.